Welcome to A Double
Double
and Dice
with your host Kim.
and Jocelyn.
Pour your favorite beverage
Pull up a comfy chair.
because we are ready to roll.
Welcome to episode 148 of A Double and Dice, and we're off schedule again today.
We're like off schedule, but not off schedule because normally we record on a Monday evening.
That is correct. It is a Monday evening.
And it is a Monday evening, but it is off schedule in that we are recording way early because I am going on vacation.
Yep.
Yep.
And today our episode dropped, so we're recording on a day an episode dropped.
Yes,
So
which is
we have
why
no
we're
dice
off
bag today.
schedule.
Yep.
We had a dice bag last time when we were going to record on the day the episode dropped. We just had 3 false starts before we got the episode recorded. So
True. So we got some in between there.
we did.
But yeah, the time of. But well, if anybody says anything, we'll catch you up on the next episode.
As we always do.
Yep. So games and work. So because this episode is off schedule, and I was telling you this earlier, I didn't have any games. I didn't play any games. But then you reminded me I did play a game. So here's what happened. I did play a game on Saturday that we usually do. It was Zombicide. And I said, I always talk about Zombicide. But to make it short, we died. For our second attempt, not really our second attempt. It was actually our first time playing. I'm air quoting people, just so you know. Anyways, we died. And it's funny because right at the end, my internet went out.
Oh.
So I didn't know what happened. So then I joined on my phone while it was reconnecting on my computer. And I'm like, oh, my internet dropped. And then and then all I hear is, oh yeah, we're going to die. We just killed Penny.
Oh no.
I was like,
protect Penny at all costs.
Right. So in this first scenario, we have to protect Penny. But I think Millie's character killed Penny.
On purpose or on accident?
On purpose, because we weren't surviving. So, yes. So our 1.2 attempt was not successful. So maybe 1.3 attempt might be better.
You're learning every time.
Yeah, but we learned the last time, went through it, and we still didn't learn our lesson.
Well, things happen.
I can't believe it. That's wow. Like, we went from the easiest thing to most hardest thing. Like, it's crazy. Anyway, so that was our Saturday night. But I did play a board game because I was like, we're recording tonight. I should go pull something off the shelf.
Hilarious.
And I pulled a solo game.
Nice. You've been talking about trying to get back into your solo gaming, so I'm glad you pulled a solo game.
I have a lot of solo games that I have not touched. Or I buy games that possibly could have a solo option. So, it's called One Deck Dungeon. Have you ever heard of it?
Yes.
Okay.
I have never played it.
Okay.
But I've heard about it, and I heard about it before you wrote it on our show notes.
Okay. So do you ever seen it played or just heard of it?
I know the name.
Okay. So it's I wouldn't really. I guess it's kind of like a dungeon crawler, except it's more. Yeah, okay. It's a dungeon crawler. So what you're doing is you have a character that has skills, and they have a whole bunch of like certain. Now I forget all the symbols, but
do they have a very particular set of skills?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So each one has a specific set of skills. They each have like life, of course. Mm-hmm. They have magic. I believe I can't remember the other two. Agility. And this is gonna feel like D&D. So
strength or something.
Something like that. So each is represented by like a different symbol and a different color. Okay. So on each character is like different ones. So like agility, I might have 3 of it, or strength, I might have 2. Magic, I might have 5, and those numbers corresponds to certain color of dice.
Okay.
So if if blue is magic, you have blue dice. If pink is something, you have pink dice, and then strength is yellow dice. And then they have wild dice, which is black. Okay.
And do the
So
dice also have symbols on them?
no,
Okay.
they're just a 1 to 6.
I got really excited there for a minute about the accessibility of the game if there was symbols and colors, but the dice don't have the colors.
No, but they're translucent. The dice are translucent.
You can't see color, but okay.
That's true, but they're pretty.
I'm sure they're gorgeous. I was just like, oh wow, something that has symbols and colors. This might be like an accessible game for people that are colorblind.
Yeah. So I mean, they're like, pink, yellow, blue, and black.
Okay. No symbols, just pips.
Just pips. So it's D6.
Got it.
Easy enough. So they represent each of your abilities or your stats or whatever icons they call it. So you pick a character, you pick a dungeon. So there's like 5 of them and they range from different levels. So I started with the easiest one, of course, because I know what I'm doing. And then what you do is a deck of cards. Mm-hmm. And those decks of cards are like your encounters that you're going to get throughout your dungeon.
Neat.
So you start by making your dungeon pretty much, and it's 4 cards. Okay, so it's face down, so you put them face down, and what you're trying to do is you kind of go through it, and as you go through the deck, and once you run out of the deck, you get to something called the stairs, and then you kind of move now to the level 2, level 3, and then eventually you'll get to a boss. Okay. Now on these cards are the encounters of whom you're trying to fight, but also if you win, you get goodies. Right? So you get an item, you can get added on to if I have 2 strength, I can get added on to like 3 strength. So more dice rolling, I guess. Or you can level up. So there's like certain ones have like different number of things for you to level up, and you can like level up. And then if you level up, you get different like more items. You get maybe an extra die. You get potion, which helps you to use your skills, things like that. Okay. So once you flip it over, you take a look at it. You're like, okay, there's 2 options. There's one option where you use all your dice. There's like a symbol that tells you. And there's another option that only uses like specific dice, I think, depending on what the card says. So there's like little boxes. Okay. Mm-hmm. And each box is a color. So it could be blue, it could be pink, it could be yellow, just those 3 because black's wild. So what you're trying to do is in those boxes, there's a number. So for example, I'm going to pick an example off here because I have the Phantom. Okay. This guy called the Phantom. So this one, you have to roll all your dice, all the colors. Okay. And he has, let's say he has a yellow box that says 5. He has a pink box that says 5. He has a pink box that says 4. So there's multiple boxes. Okay. Mm-hmm. If there's a small box, it means you can only put 1 die on there, and it has to be a 5 or better. Those are the numbers are. Okay, that you're rolling. If he has a big box, so if a big box says like 10, that means you can put multiple dice in that box, but it has to add up to 10, and it has to be in that color. Okay, so if the big box was blue, and you're rolling 2 blue dice, and it's 10 in the box, you better hope you rolled 5s or better. Okay. But then there's things that can get you a black die, which is a wild die, which could be any color. But as you go, you kind of trying to build up your dice pool as well as trying to level up. Mm-hmm. Now, if you lose, you can't get it. In those boxes are your damage, whether it be health or you're losing cards. Mm-hmm. The faster you lose through the deck, the more level up you are. If you're not ready for it, you're going to die pretty fast. Right? So it kind of makes you go through your deck to get to the next level, even though you may not be ready for it yet. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you keep losing. So it's dice rolling, trying to match up, adding, putting it on the card. You get rewarded for it. And you keep moving through the deck. It's pretty actually hard. It's hard because you can roll pretty bad. And you could be dying. Like one of these guys I'm looking at, like my guy had 6 health, and if you lose, you could lose 3 off the bat. Mm-hmm. Now, there's ways that you can, again, depending. My character had a way of getting back life. Like healing. So there's things that can heal you. But my first run through of ever playing this, I was looking through the book a little bit and I watched some videos, something I didn't understand, but I died. I did die. Once you're dead, you're dead. But I was like, okay, what's the strategy with this? Because I was trying to level up like things that I like got, but then I was like, oh, but I didn't really go for trying to get more dice to try to tackle these big numbers,
Mm-hmm.
right? And my character had an interesting ability. It's I think you burn cards for black dice. So if you burn 3 cards, I think you get 2 black dice. If you burn 4 cards, you get 3 dice.
Which is basically like discarding.
Yeah, like
Okay.
discarding the deck, which is the encounters. But
Mm-hmm.
the faster you go through that, it kind of forces you to level up through the dungeon.
Right.
But if you're not ready, it gets harder. And the dungeon also has like there's a dungeon card that also has like a box on it that you have to put a die on there. So you're also taken away from your pool as well. So it's kind of managing like what dice do I have and can I make it?
Right.
Right? And okay, if I can make it, should I go with the rewards of trying to level up or should I try to get the rewards of I need more dice? Right? Because there's
Right.
different levels up. You can take the card, put it under your character, you get more dice. You can take the card, give yourself more points to level up, whatever they call it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can
XP.
take an ability at the bottom instead, and you tuck it under your character card, and it gives you like another ability, kind of thing, or an
Mm-hmm.
effect that you can use. So I wasn't really doing the effects. I was trying to level up, but I wasn't also building my pool die. But the cards are not easy. Like some of
Yeah,
them are
it feels quite complex.
crazy hard. Anyway, so I didn't make it through. I was going around and back and forth with the book and looking at someone play it. And I think I accidentally cleared my life. I think I was down to 3, but I would have died anyways because the one I was doing like killed me pretty much.
Mm.
Like I had to take 4 health or something like that because I didn't make it. My dice roll was like 1s and 2s, and I had to get like 4s and 5s and 6s.
That's
So
tough.
it yeah, it is actually tough. I actually didn't think it was gonna be that hard. Now I probably made mistakes, but I'll definitely give it another go. But it was fun. Like I don't mind these types of games where you have to like kind of go through a dungeon and you roll dice and kind of make your way through and see how well you do.
Yep.
But yeah, so I had gotten this game I think through a trade,
Mm-hmm.
and I first time playing it. You can play it with 2 players as like a co-op.
Mm-hmm.
They say you can play with more players too, but as a like co-op. So you're kind of
Yeah.
working together to go through it. So yeah, that's
Interesting.
one deck dungeon, and then they made other different versions too. I think there's one deck. I'm gonna look it up. One deck something. One deck. I can't spell deck. They have
Sounds very
expansion. The
complicated.
Galaxy one in the space,
Oh, okay.
like a space version.
So a space dungeon.
Yeah, yeah. So they
Cool.
have a couple of expansions for this one, but I don't think they have any expansions for the Galaxy. But yeah, so one deck dungeon.
So you liked the gameplay?
I did, I did. I think I need to maybe just because some of the stuff like confused me. It's like okay, so like I didn't really explain. If I didn't win, I understand that I had to take the consequences,
Mm-hmm.
but do I still get the rewards? Which I saw in the video, like the guy was still getting the rewards even though he didn't
That
win.
feels weird.
That feels weird. So, but the book didn't really clarify that. So, I would just have to read, and maybe I messed up. I'm sure I messed up somewhere. But yeah, I would definitely do it again. But this time I'll do a little bit more research because I like to watch videos on how to play stuff. So,
Yeah. You
like a
like you
few
like the
different
playthrough
people.
as opposed to reading the book.
Yeah, yeah. Because they cover more of the bases that you need. I mean, I only go to a rule book if I like really have this odd question that maybe the rule book might explain it, kind of thing.
It's so funny because we're such opposite players.
Why?
Because I like read the rule book front to
Oh,
back.
really?
Yeah, that's how I learn.
Hmm.
I've always learned better by reading and doing than watching.
Yeah, I think it's just faster for me to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone learns a little bit differently, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I did both. I started reading and then I was like, okay. And then I was like, let me just quickly look at someone go through like the first couple turns.
Yeah. And it's good that this stuff exists now, like videos and stuff, because it's easier for a lot of people that way.
Yeah. Yeah. And then some of them do it well. Some of them I was like, okay, I get the concept, but let me just watch somebody else. You know what I mean? And I watch like
Yeah.
1 to 3 maybe before I like dive in. So it
Yeah.
depends who.
Cool.
It depends who.
So you're going to give that another try.
I will give that another try. Yeah. Now that I kind of get the concept of it, maybe my strategy might be a little bit different.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
What about
like I
you?
said, I did not play any games.
You can talk about HeroClix.
Unless you count me. Well, I haven't even played HeroClix
Oh,
since we talked last, because I flew out to British Columbia for work. So I have a lot of stuff going on for work, and I'm changing jobs later this year, and I was going into some preemptive training. So I did that. And so I went to BC. I got to visit my sister who lives out there and her husband and 2 kids. So that was nice. I got to see them for a very short period of time. And we did not play any games with the children. They played some kind of game where it was called Talk Like a Pirate. And
a
everything
made up game?
was, yeah, they were just like, Hazel was talking like a pirate the whole time. And there was something about there was too much stuff in the ocean. And then they had to either save the sea animals or sink them. I just sat there and watched. So there was no participation in that one. But it was quite cute to see my 6-year-old niece or almost 6-year-old niece going around going, "Arr, matey." So I don't know where the pirate thing came from. And then my 3-year-old nephew was just kind of following along, doing whatever she told him to do because that's what he does because he idolizes his big sister. So yeah, and then being in a different time zone, which is 3 hours behind my current time zone, which means that 9 p.m. there is midnight for my brain. In a full week of training, that was followed by a flight home that was supposed to leave at 5 p.m. Now, if you're doing the math, 3 hours behind, that means it's supposed to leave at 8 p.m. And it's a 5-hour flight. So it was supposed to land at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Their time. Our time.
1 o'clock in the morning, our time.
Okay.
It was delayed an hour the day before. We ended up taking off like 90 minutes late. So I didn't land in Toronto until 2:30 in the morning. And then I had to get my car and come home. So that was Friday. And yeah, so then it's just been a busy weekend because I have another flight. I'm going the opposite direction. So I'm heading to Newfoundland for work, which I think we talked about last time.
I think so, yes.
So I'm only going for 2 days. I fly in on Tuesday, which is tomorrow morning. And then I fly back on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, I am leaving for vacation. And I am flying to France.
Francais.
Francais. Yep, so I'm heading to Paris. And I'm going to meet Rob there. He's already there. And we are going to play in HeroClix French Nationals.
Interesting.
So that is what's happening. So we're basically we built a vacation around the fact that HeroClix French Nationals were coming up in September. They announced it. I want to say they announced it like 3 weeks ago, so it was very last minute for us to sort of figure it out and say, can we make this work and book our holidays and stuff? But we were able to make it work. So yeah, so I'm flying into Paris, and then we're going to the south of France for a few days, and then we're coming back to Lyon, or just outside Lyon. It's called I can't talk tonight. Briennes, which is just a suburb of Lyon. And so we'll be in Briennes for the HeroClix tournament for the long weekend there. And then I think we're doing like 4 days there. And then we come back to Paris for one night, and then we fly home out of Paris. So 12 days, I think, or 13, including my travel days. So just a short little trip, but looking forward to it. Looking forward to some vacation, and I will be playing HeroClix on said vacation. I'm continuing with my Kong team, which I may have mentioned previously. I've been playing a variation of this team for the last 2 tournaments. So it has a 200-point Kong. It has a 50-point Lilith Prime, a 25-point Scarlet Witch. It has 15 points of Destroyer armor on the Lilith Prime. and then 10 points on my sideline for something called Assist from Another World. Now my sideline includes another Kong who's 50 points, who I can bring in with the Assist from the Other World card if I want to spend the points to do that. So it's an interesting team. I like it. There's a lot of good things about it. It's won 50% of the time that I've played it, depending on the matchups. And I mean, I'm not going necessarily to win. I'm just going to, play HeroClix in a different country and en français, un petit peu. So maybe en français. So yeah, so that's basically it. I think it'll be a lot of pointing. It'll be like Kong, charge, pointing, dice. But
yeah, because what if all their stuff is in French, or they start talking to you in French?
So HeroClix is only created in English.
Oh, interesting.
So I think HeroClix English will get us through. I'm sure that typically their side conversations and their conversations about how figures are moving and stuff like that are in French. But usually, like when you go to other countries, the people there speak better English than we speak their language. So I'm going to try. I have some French. I'm better at reading it than I am at speaking it. But I'll do my best to try a little bit and see how that goes. But yeah, so that's the plan. So I'm looking forward to that. But it has meant for a very hectic weekend because, like I said, I just got home at the early hours of Friday. And then I had to do all my laundry. And then I had to figure out what I was taking with me to France. And Paris is in the north of Europe, and the south of France is, much further south and more warm. So it's almost like two different climates that I'm packing for the north and the south. So I had to figure out what I was going to take to that. And then I had to see if it all fit in my suitcase. And then I had to take it all out of my suitcase to pack for Newfoundland.
But you don't usually take a suitcase to Newfoundland, do you?
I always take my suitcase just because everything's in it. So because I travel for work so often, I have like doubles of everything. So like my soap and my toiletries and all that sort of stuff. And it's all in my suitcase. So if I take it out of that suitcase and put it into something else, then I have to put it all back in when I get back. So it's actually easier just to take my suitcase. So I do have an old carry-on that I haven't gotten rid of yet, which I could have taken, but I was just like, forget it. I'm pretty comfortable packing in the current one. So, and then if I also have to take like my work computer and bag and stuff like that. So then if I took like just say a backpack or something, then I'd have two backpacks I'm trying to take on the plane, which is awkward. It's easier to have a rolling suitcase. So,
yep.
So off to Corner Brook tomorrow morning. My flight's at 9:30, and then back on Wednesday, and then off to France for 2 weeks. Hence the reason we're recording this early. And when this episode comes out, I will still be in France, but I will have been done playing HeroClix.
Well, you have something to talk about when you come back.
So I'll have something to talk about when I come back about how the HeroClix National Championship in France went.
I saw a picture of, was it the Italian one that Rob put?
Yes.
Of his trophy. And I'm like, that's a pretty good trophy.
Yeah, they have a pretty good trophy over there. Yeah, the Italian one was this past weekend. And I think the Spanish one either just happened or is about to happen. I wish that they did a better job of like announcing all of these dates. Because, if we had known sooner that Italy and Spain were having theirs in a similar time frame, like maybe we could have coordinated to go to multiples while we're there, because they're so close together.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so easy to travel around Europe between trains and airplanes. Like you can get a flight for like 30 euros.
Yeah,
and 30 euros
crazy.
is like less than $60 Canadian. So it's like super easy to get around Europe if you want to get around Europe. And trains are even cheaper a lot of the time.
I'll take the train if it's nice scenery.
Yeah, the high-speed trains are excellent. I have not done a high-speed train across a country border yet, but I know they do exist. So far I've just done trains in Italy. So this will be the first time taking a big high-speed train in France. But looking forward to that. So looking forward to meeting up with Rob Friday morning after my flight. We'll have the weekend in Paris before we head down to the south of France there. So looking forward to all of that. And then again, lots of HeroClix I'll be so done with playing this Kong team. I mean, I almost didn't want to play it again, but I didn't have time to practice anything else, and I didn't want to take something that I was unpracticed with to the tournament. So I've played a couple of variations of this team. I've moved some points around. I've changed some of the figures that I've played, and ultimately, this is the version I like best. So that's what I went back to. And I will hope for the best. And if I lose, which I will, then I'll just play Battle Royals and hang out with the French people.
Talking French.
Un petit peu.
Oui.
I was going to say I'll try in French, but I don't know how to say that right now. Google Translate helps a lot too.
Just put your phone to someone's face. Just talk in it, and it'll translate for you.
I named my team. So my team, when I first started, it was called Lilith Fair because it has Lilith on the team, and anyone who is of our age probably remembers the concert series Lilith Fair that was founded by Sarah McLachlan. So my first version was just called Lilith Fair, and then the one that I took to Ottawa was Lilith Fair Goes to Ottawa. So this one is Lilith Fair se rend à Brignais. So it means Lilith Fair is going to Brignais.
Thought you were going to say,
No, that's stereotypical.
I know.
But I Googled it. I did Google Translate on this because se rend à Brignais didn't sound quite right to me. It wasn't what I was expecting it to be. So I did two things. The first was I checked with a friend of mine who speaks French and said, what does this say if I read this to you? And he said, Lilith Fair is going to Brignais. And I'm like, okay, that's what I want it to say. That's perfect. Because I wouldn't have thought that was the way to do it, because the verb rendre is about surrender. And the other thing I did was I Googled it and found a good explanation from somebody on Reddit that talks about how the verb rendre, to surrender, means different things in different contexts, and when it's connected to a place, it means going to. So it probably makes it look like I know a lot more French than I do. And it's probably going to backfire on me horribly unless I had put like something simple like Lilith Fair va aller à Brignais.
I think you're going to get some looks.
Yeah, my French is not great. I'll try.
Did she just say poo or bum?
It won't be that bad, I don't think. They'll give me a pass, because even if you speak like Quebec French in France, sometimes they'll switch to English because the accent is so different, and the phrasing is very different in sort of common Quebec French compared to common France French. So, and they all speak, they say they don't speak great English, but they do. So, and then every time I do that, I think I really need to do better at learning languages. So maybe that'll be my next game, finally getting on top of learning some of these languages.
Yeah. Italian.
Even if it's just Spanish. French, to pick up my French. Because Noah's still in French immersion, right?
No.
Oh, no, he's not?
No, we dropped him out of French immersion for going forward now. He'll be in English.
Oh,
He'll still have French class.
Yeah.
Yeah, like as a subject, but he's not full on French immersion anymore.
Okay. My sister is putting Nathan in French immersion this week. He starts school tomorrow. So he starts French immersion in grade 1 tomorrow, and then Penelope starts junior kindergarten tomorrow.
She's excited.
She is very excited.
Yep. Yeah. The person who will be crying is probably your sister.
Right? Yeah. And Noah doesn't start till Wednesday, right?
Yes, that's correct. He starts Wednesday.
Like a PA day on the first day of school.
Yeah. Just teachers really need a PD day.
Yeah, hasn't even started yet, but they need a break.
Yeah. No, I think they do. They do a lot of stuff on PD days, actually.
Yeah.
I think they're learning a whole bunch of things.
For sure. Well, so that's basically all I think we have for today.
We do. That's it. That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote. If anyone wants to follow my adventures in France, you can follow me on Instagram. It's _Jostitch, JOCE Stitch. And if you want to hear more about a double and dice, you can find us in all the usual places. You can send us an email at tripledpodcast@dm-north.com. Head over to our website at dm-north.com, and leave a comment on our episode post. You can find us on Discord, which is probably the best spot, DM North TV. We have a Double and Dice podcast convo chat channel in there. You can also add us on Discord. Kim is at SuperK. I am at JoStitch, JOCE Stitch. And you can find DM North TV on all the socials at DM North TV. Kim and Matt play board games most Saturday nights over at twitch.tv/DMNorthTV and post the replays along with episodes of a Double and Dice podcast over at youtube.com/DMNorthTV. So until next time, on a Double and Dice.